What's up, Dragon Brood? I got to thinking, like, do you have cards that you really had a good time with or had a good deck based around, and then for some reason you just got away from playing that card? Well, I have one of those, and it's Narset. So we're going to see if we can build a current standard deck that takes advantage of these really sweet abilities on a really underplayed card. Alright, so those of you that have never seen Narset Enlightened Exile, it's a 3/4 for 4 mana, but you do have to play 3 colors, so there's a little bit of a drawback. But the cool part is, she gives all of your creatures prowess, meaning anytime you play a non-creature spell, all your stuff's going to get +1/+1. But whenever you attack, she then gets to play a spell out of a graveyard. And it's not just your graveyard, you can choose from the opponent's graveyard too, so it's just a really versatile card. We're going to play a few copies of this, at least 2, probably even 3, throughout the deck list today, because this card's just really fun. Now with this, it means we want to play other stuff that has prowess too, because we basically get double triggers. So that means we're going to be playing Monastery Swiftspear. If you played against Mono Red on the ladder, you know all about this card already. We're going to play some Kenra Spell Spear. This also gets prowess, but on the backside gets double prowess, so it could be triple prowess maybe, which is actually pretty cool. And we're going to play Third Path Iconoclast, which isn't really prowess, but still when you play a non-creature spell, you get to make a soldier token that's an artifact, so that's actually pretty sweet. And we're going to play Monastery Mentor. So since we actually already have prowess, we get to make another 1/1. The 1/1s also has prowess, so we're going to try to go really big whenever we cast spells. I'm also going to try squeezing in 1 Mondrak, just if we draw it sometimes we'll get to double up all these tokens. No idea how big that's going to be. But we do have a lot of spells we want to play to support all these. So before we get to the spells, let me give you the sales pitch from our sponsor.
CoolStuffInc.com is a proud sponsor of this channel. And you can show your support while getting 5% off your entire order by using promo code DRAGON at checkout. Need singles for constructed or kitchen table play? Looking to pick up sealed product or the latest in Magic accessories? We've got you covered. CoolStuffInc.com is the place for all your Magic the Gathering needs. And support this channel by using promo code DRAGON at checkout. CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.
So yeah, if you're thinking about buying any cards or any nerd stuff for yourself or for gifts, be sure to shop over at CoolStuffInc.com. Use code PowrDragn. I'll save 5%, and they'll keep supporting the channel so I can keep making videos. Okay, so those spells we were talking about. We're going to play 4 Fading Hope, partly because this can kind of just get rid of anything in front of us that's a problem, but also can protect something like our Narset if we end up getting it out on the battlefield, which is super nice. We're going to play a few copies of Play with Fire, just enough to kind of like fuel the deck since it's just a 1-mana spell. Additionally, we're going to play some Get Lost because it's a catch-all removal, which is really good for us. And I want to take a look at Invasion of Gobakhan as well, since we're going to have so many tokens, being able to pump them all up could be pretty useful. And finally, we're going to wrap up by playing some Virtue of Loyalty, because if we have all those tokens, then hopefully we can just make them bigger and try to end the game. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty interesting deck. As always, if you want the full deck list, it'll be at the end of the video where we'll talk about updates and changes. Or if you want to download it, go to the description, look for the blue arrows, it'll take you to the Moxfield link where you can get this deck list and a bunch of other sweet decks you can play in Standard. Now though, let's go see if Narset's still any good. Okay, so we get a fast start with this one. Swift Spear into spell, next turn spells. That seems pretty good. I mean, unless we get another untapped red source, though, it'll have to be Swift Spear into Fading Hope, which I would prefer to hold the Fading Hope for a turn or two, but we'll see what the opponent does here. Oh, they're probably just the mono blue deck. We could possibly race them with this hand, as it turns out. And that's exactly why we like having the Play with Fire, because we can just use this aggressively here. Hopefully get a better card on top. Ooh, a Make Disappear. Don't know how I feel about that, but I guess it's fine. I don't love it, though, be honest. I should probably, honestly, I probably should have put that on the bottom. We're the aggressors here. There's not a huge reason to be holding something like that. Alright, Moment of Truth. I mean, I guess if we get to counter a Haughty Shin next turn, that's kind of cool. I mean, not even then, because we probably just Fading Hope and attack. Yeah, there's really no reason for this to be sitting on top in this matchup. I think if I was committed to the idea that this was a mono blue deck, there's really no reason for us to hold that on top. We're only going to have 1 or 2 small windows where this probably matters. So, yeah. Alright, they're going to consider again. They might be looking just to play the Serpent or something here. And if so, I might just counter a Serpent. Ah, that's tough. Because Serpent has Ward 2 on it, I believe. Yeah. Do I want to bounce that on Archer? The problem is if we do, then we can't do anything with the Make Disappear. Alright. Oh, but there's a Narset. Alright, we're just going to Narset pass. No attacks. Because this allows next turn to be really big. Even if they play, like, Haughty Jin here, and then we bounce it, they counter, we counter back, that's a bunch of prowess triggers that could just be lethal here. And we'll get to play a spell from their yard too, actually. So, or we could play with Fire Emblem. So this could be a really, really big turn. No, leave my Narset alone. Problem is, they might bounce it and then plan to counter it, which would suck for us. Okay, they played the Haughty Jin. Alright, I think we got what we wanted here. Man, this is going to be an intense turn. But I think as long as they don't Fading Hope right now. Oh, they're going to, aren't they? They keep highlighting it. I think they want to. But I guess it's not that bad, though, right? Because if they do, they're not leaving mana open to counter anything. So I guess it's fine. All right, here we go. We're going to put the plan in. Oh, and we got another one? Oh, sick. All right. All the triggers. Oh, it's going to go off exactly like we wanted to. Ah, we couldn't have scripted this any better. Counter that. Yep. And then that can just stay. Doesn't really matter. Because then we attack with the Narset. We'll go to our graveyard. Get a play with fire. Send it upstairs. And that'd be more than lethal. That's a great way to beat mono blue. But look how fast that turned around, right? With just a 1-2, a 1-2, and a 3-4. We end the turn dealing 2 damage with play with fire and having a 6-7 and 2 7/8. And this is before the other prowess triggers go off. So each of these was still going to gain another 2. And Narset was going to gain 1. So that's so much damage more than we needed. Like, that's pretty sick. Man, we keep getting these... Okay. In practice hands, I kept getting these hands that had either or creatures or spells. So I'm hoping it balances out as we go through this video. But if we do find some spells, this hand could be alright. Depending on what we find, of course. Fair enough. You get to just chomp a guy. Not too mad about that, I guess. Hopefully it's not just another chomp. Ixquint, we will not be blocking you, friend. Do your business. I mean, are they really going to save to block? Like, they're definitely the more aggressive deck here. Oh, no. Alright, I guess we'll go ahead and play this. Hope for those spells to show up sooner or later. I mean, I'm assuming they're going to make a 6-6 here. Because that's usually what happens. Though they might have another Ixquint, and then you could fight a dinosaur. I mean, I guess you could do that. You would lose one. That actually, while that doesn't seem like a big deal, we will have spells we would like to play on their turn, and we're probably not going to get to. Like right now, as an example. So we're just going to do this now instead of taking the extra 4. Though there are some times it could be beneficial to take the 4. But that land, how do we feel about that land? I don't think we care. We're now in spell mode. Alright. Now it's just, can we go wide enough before we die? That's the new battle. Another Fading Hope would be sweet. You know, that's not bad either, though. Because we could go here. And play this. So that sets off a bunch of things. And then if we want to... We'd give up 2 creatures here. Let's see, opponent blocks that and that. They take 2, 4, 6, 7, and they'd be at 3. We'd have remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attackers, 7 attackers. All right, I'm gonna gamble it. I don't know what they're gonna do next turn, but F it. Like if they get us, they get us. That's sort of the way I'm looking at it. Like obviously you block the 2 things making the tokens, but I mean, even if we don't find a spell here, that's still a lot of damage. Oh, and they played like the max thing for blockers. The one time that card's actually good. The one time. Oh, how brutal is that? Alright. So now we're in a holding pattern. God, that sucks. That's literally the one time that card has been good. The entire time it's ever been played against me. That's so funny. Alright, Dragosaur, you got it, friend. Come on, let's find a Fading Hope here, Dak. That'd be a huge help. Because then we have 1, 2... Oh, that might work, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we get rid of 1, they have 5. We have 8. That should be more than enough. So we will pick to get rid of this duder. Is my math right? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 against 5. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, it's 5. For a second, I thought it was 6. I was like, wait, did I do that wrong? But yeah, GG's opponent. Oh, that almost went badly. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Palani's Hatcher. I need to find a deck that I can make it work so I can gain some respect for that card. But alright, little tokens got it done. Oh, alright, we're going to keep. But this is tough because we got all the prowess things with no spells. Okay, we just picked up one. But we're not going to be able to play it the way we want. So we might just play a Swift Spear and, I don't know, let it die. This could be one of those games where we just try to have to do everything at once. Alright, I guess we pass, and we'll see if we get to kill a Captain Storm, probably. Because they might try to play like a boat or something here. I say that, but it's kind of weird too, because like... if we don't play anything, then they don't kind of play anything sometimes. But here, that's actually the best case scenario that could happen for us. All right, and we got a land. All right, we're cooking a little bit here. Just wondering if I could get away with this or not. Oh, you wouldn't want to tap both of those, Arena. I really want to go with Iconoclast, so I think that's what we're gonna do. Pass the turn. Mostly because if they have a removal, we can still get something out of this. Oh, well, maybe not if they're gonna kite sail us. That's unfortunate. Alright, you want to turn that into a thing? I guess that's fine. We'll shoot the opponent here. Get a 1-1, because otherwise we're not going to get anything out of this. We need more land, actually. We need land or spells. Like, we need one or the other. I guess technically that's a land, so that sort of counts, I guess. Alright, you got it. Ooh, okay. Damn. I don't necessarily want to use the treasure yet. So I think I'm just going to do this. Pass a turn. Mostly so I can still make disappear without blowing up the treasure, and then maybe have another play. Alright, you got it. We take 4. We're definitely losing this race. Okay, that helps quite a bit, actually. So now we can try to do this. They're gonna ice out. Oh, that's gross. Alright, I guess. They have 2 open, so we're gonna have to sack a token here. Alright. Target the ice out. Sack this duder. Still target the ice out. Oh, and they paid for one of them. That's cute. Works for me. Alright, they're down to 2 cards. We need to find some spells now, or we're definitely going to lose this race. Roaming Throne. That's not good for us. Yep. That's going to do some things. Alright, we have 1 turn. Oh, man. If it was like... we just didn't find spells. That's our problem here. Because if we'd have got a, like... I guess if we'd have been able to bounce that, that would have been pretty good. Now I think we're just toast. So, I mean, we could block for a turn, but that's not helping us at all. Alright. Yeah, I think we're just dead. We just didn't draw any spells. And that's what happens sometimes with deck. You'll draw spells or creatures and don't get the other half. Yeah, we're dead. I mean, I guess there is a world where we're not dead, but, you know. It's going to take some doing. Yep. I mean, they just attack, we don't block. Yeah, GG's. We're toast. Again, we got creatures, but no spells. Alright, we'll try our best to make this work. I think we're still just going to play Kinra Spellspitter next turn. Yeah, don't have any mana for that anyway. But if we draw, like, a Play with Fire next turn, that could be pretty sweet. Yeah, that at least does things. Question is this the kind of deck that we're worried about doing anything too crazy here? I don't know. I don't think this is the type of deck that plays sweepers. But you never know these days. There's so many of them. With their current mana, they're not sweeping anything. Goose. All right. Oh, that's actually pretty sweet, right? You attack with the boat, and then the goose gets an extra counter. That's cool. All right. Well, are we just attacking? How do I want to go about this? Because I don't think we're just going to play. I mean, maybe we just play Narset and say, cool, you got a removal. Let's see it. Because that means you're not doing something else on this turn. So whatever. And if Narset lives, we get to remove a creature. If we need to. Tough cookie. Alright, cool. All our stuff will be big enough to survive a boat. The opponent's going all in on the food stuff here. Which is sweet. Alright, what else you got in hand? Wow, are we just going to win on 1 attack step here, maybe? This is going to be kind of gross if we do. Oh, double throwback. Alright, cool. I think we go ahead and kill a goose. Look at how many triggers this is. This is so much. Narset's kind of bananas. Seriously. And then we attack and get rid of a boat. Yeah, like it's just more things. Because the opponent has nothing really to copy. Yeah, opponent sees like that's lethal. Narset's kind of gross. Like literally, we went from the opponent being at 15 to dead. And we only really got like 2 real attack steps in. 2 effective attack steps. But like, this is, we now get rid of this, right? All of these trigger again. These 2 trigger twice. And then the opponent blocks our biggest thing and still takes 5, 6, yeah, that'd be 10, 11, 12, and then another 5. So it would have been 17. Oh, and we, so good. So good. Oh, this one's tough. I'm going to keep this one, but this really feels like a slower hand that could get us in trouble because that's not what this deck's trying to do. Oh, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this. In the turn, I'm going to make it 2-2 during their end step. Maybe try to play third path next turn. Possibly shoot the opponent for 2, make a 1-1, something like that. Oh, Lord Skitter. Oh, so this isn't... Okay. I thought this might have actually been the, deck. But it's not. The domain deck. I'm just deciding if I want to bounce this now, or if I want to wait so I can attack. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm not getting a bigger bonus from either way I'm going to play this, so I'll just do this now. And just slow down their turns. Ooh, wasn't expecting to see you. Alright. You're good. Like, the only difference there would have been I get to play the Virtual Loyalty, which is fine-ish. Okay. Let's go here and here. And attack. Because they might take a turn off to kill something, or they might just, like, cut down Spell Spear and still play Lord Skitter. I don't know. Oh, they had to depopulate. Okay, so now those decks are trying to play depopulate. Well, now we know. Because everybody plays sweepers these days, even if they're playing creatures. Because that's the world we live in. Yay us. Alright, well, we're just going to try to keep doing it. Now that we know depopulates and whatever exists, we have to play around that. Sure. You got it, fam. Alright, well, obviously we have something. Let's see what it is. I mean, they may want to counter a Fading Hope. I don't know. If so, we're just going to shoot them and then probably just try to resolve a Virtue of Loyalty, I think. That's all it is? Sure, let's go ahead and get another thing then, because they're not going to have anything on board. Another Virtue. I don't hate that. As much as I would like to have a land on top, we can work with this. And what I like about it is that we don't have to overcommit here in the event we think they have a depopulate or something. Or who knows, it's Sunfall or whatever. Alright, you got it. Lord Skitter for you, friend. Lord Skitter is pretty annoying for our Narset, but we're not likely to even resolve Narset in this game. Well, not have it sit on the battlefield very long. Alright, let's go ahead and run these out. See how many sweepers they're really playing. Well, that doesn't help us, does it? Dang it. Alright. We're just gonna have to sit here. And now they know we have 2 virtues, so if they have any type of make disappear or whatever, they're gonna try to play around it and leave that up, I'm sure. Alright. You got it. Sure, we'll just block a token, I guess. Mostly because I want to shoot the opponent. I mean, we're probably dead here anyway. Sadly, I have to leave that on top. Us missing a land put us too far behind because of the Shieldred that I don't think we can win now. Like, we still gotta try, but I don't know that we can. Especially if they even have 1 kill card for one of our knights. Yeah, I think they got us on this one. Man, it's funny how critical just missing a land there could be. But these being a 3-3 last turn would have saved us a couple of points of life. And then them being a 4-4 this turn would have really done some work. But unfortunately, that is not the case. Gonna kill our Virtue on top of everything else, I guess. I mean, I guess that's what we do. I mean, they now get to play a flying creature, but what else can we do about it? The answer is nothing. All right, down to 5. Okay, all right. Way to go, deck. At least you're trying. I feel you. This is interesting, because if we were to... activate the land and attack. But we need this to untap. If it got killed during the attack step, we'd lose the opportunity to play Get Lost. So I think what I'm going to do is just activate it and then let it get the counter during our end step. I think that's what I'm going to aim for here. I mean, something's up because they obviously didn't replay their Dinnick, right? We know this is not going to be positive for us. It's just, what is it? Honestly, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably like Urtai or something. Alright, let's activate this. Alright, now the opponent's going to do whatever it is they were going to do. You're going to get lost that. Fine, we'll try to get lost this. Okay, they didn't have the Urtai. That is great news, actually. I mean, we're still only at 4. So, we're nowhere near out of the woods, but this at least helps. I mean, sadly, I may end up trading our 3/3/4 rat here, but, you know, tough times. I'm surprised the game even got to this point, where we're at least, I mean, if we squint hard enough, we could see some light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, well, they just add another Shieldred, of course. Is there any chance you have just lands on top? That would be awesome. And then we could draw something to bounce a Shieldred, maybe? Oh, that sucks. Yeah, we can't win now. Alright, opponent got this one. Yeah, I guess we keep this. Oh, gross. Alright, well, I guess I kind of have to do this. Off schedule to kill that. Would have liked to have played one of our tap lands turn 1, but really didn't have anything else to do there. Now I need some untapped lands so we can at least get some presence on the battlefield. Alright, thank you. That just lets us do a little bit of something. Because in these decks, you got to keep the pressure up on them or you just end up going nowhere real fast. Alright, Virtuoso. That's unfortunate. That's not what you want to see. Pretty sure they have a protection spell of some kind, so I'm not even going to bother. And who knows, they probably have like Audacity or something here. Which is going to be super gross. Yeah, no blocks. Hit us for all you got. They didn't play an Audacity, so that's at least a decent start. Alright, the fact they didn't pump says they have a lot of defensive spells, and they're going to try to keep that alive. So that's very important. Like, it's probably like Tameo safekeeping, you know, stuff like that. Or even, like, Tyvar Stan. It wouldn't have been worth it there for them to just, like, pump it to 3 and then we take 6. That doesn't really change much. And if they're not trampling, at some point we can just block with Mondrak. Not the way we intend to use it in this deck, but, you know. Oh, they had a Destroy Evil. Gross. Well, alright. That's a thing that happened. Don't like seeing that. Alright, so they don't have anything good. Oh, this is actually big too. That's actually nice. Because if they don't have the right protection spells, then we could also just Fading Hope their dude, and that's actually pretty sweet. Question is it worth playing here? I don't know, so I'm just going to pass. Not sure I'm willing to sack both of these if they have another Destroy Evil, so Mondrak might just have to eat it. Fateful Absence is a question, but I think that's fine. Sure. Like, we didn't have any token makers anyway, so other than just having a big blocker, we weren't going to get much value out of Mondrak there, so I'm kind of okay with it. Yeah, opponent's just sitting on a bunch of defensive things here. Also, the fun part with Narset is they have a bunch of spells in their graveyard that we could use now. Whereas I only have Play with Fire. So let's try to target this and let them play their first spell. I'm sure they have one. The way this game's progressed. I mean, I assume so. It'd be weird if they don't. Yep, there's the first one. Like I said, we knew something was up. We could still attack and trade there, huh? But they might have another spell. We can wait. But like I said, we knew something was there, so we weren't too shocked by that. They have 2 cards left. I'm going to assume they're both defensive spells, but we'll at least force the issue a little bit here. If you got something that tramples, fine. Good, but doesn't really do anything here, so we're going to go ahead and draw, see if we can find another spell. You don't suck. Alright. You're making blockers right now, so that's something. Then I think the plan here would be to attack, try to target their thing with one of their own spells, maybe? Alright. Let's use a Fateful Absence on their own thing. I mean, I could pay the 1 for it, if I really want to. This is mostly just to get spell credit here, more than anything else. And then we have prowess triggers and all that good stuff. Obviously, they're going to protect it. Yep. No surprise. They didn't give us another spell in the yard, unfortunately. Would have been nice. Alright. We probably can set up lethal next turn at this point. Alright, that's going to let them go digging for something and get a +1. If that's all they got, I think we're good. Because they just discarded lands, so they didn't even get the +1s. That was great. Do you want to activate a land here? Actually, we could still activate a land here. That's great. And we could do this. Actually, you know what? Cancel that. We'll make the flyer instead. It's the same cost. I mean, it costs us a point of damage, but whatever. This sort of feels like if they get us here, they get us. Can't destroy evil their things, so we'll go to our graveyard. And we'll try to target it with the Fading Hope. Because they obviously held on to something they want. Just discarding lands. Oh, wait. Can't even pay for it. Crap. Ah, well. We'll just play it anyway. We'll get the credit for the prowess triggers. But yeah, that was a bad idea. I should have just got Play with Fire. I forgot about the enchantment on it. So many prowess triggers. I mean, they could block Narset here. And we'd trade, I guess, if they can pump it. But then they're still taking 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so it's still lethal. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Sure. You get to kill Narset. Awesome. We'll take it. Okay. Like, this is a hand I'm just like, I don't know what it does, but sure. Like, am I okay with this? Oh, darn it. I guess I should have played the Play with Fire first. Or, I mean, the red source first, so I could play with fire. But this will just be to slow the opponent down, try to keep them off mana for a second. Yearling, yeah, I think we're still going to bounce a Yearling. Yes, that can stay on top for sure. Love it. Let's go here. I mean, they could play like Yearling and shoot this, and if so, it's a bad mistake for me. But I'm hoping we get some more stuff we could play off the top. Take advantage of the Mentor. All right, they don't have any actual... Okay, yeah, that's fine. It doesn't trample, so that's... Oh, that is awesome. Yeah, I think we just go for extra dudes, right? Pass the turn. All right, you got a Yearling. Passing the turn. We are going to kill a Yearling. Start loading up this board with a bunch of 1/1s. Oh, excellent. Couldn't ask for too much more there. All right. You have a second Hammer Skull. Congrats. I'll block it with at least one. So nothing goes completely stupid. Oh, that could be cute later. All the things go off. And I'm going to attack with everything that's not a Mentor. Because that's still 6 getting through, and then we get to untap everything, so that's fine. And then we hold on to this so we can bounce something if we need to. Yeah, I don't think the opponent can keep up now. Yeah, I'm only going to block one of them. We're at 11. Yep, they're dead. Oh, dead a bunch of different ways. Yep. Awesome. Yeah, we'll keep it. This is probably mostly fine. Alright. Start the racing with the Swift Spear. Or at least try to. Does opponent have a cut down? They look like they do. So if that's what we believe, then we just attack. I mean, we can only turn that into a 2/3 anyway. Yeah, alright. Whatever we play is about to get cut down, basically, is what this amounts to, right? So let's feed them this, since it doesn't make the tokens. And then we can still Iconoclast Fading Hope next turn. And then maybe get some value out of that plus Mondrak. It was not a cut down, or they just chose not to play it. Oh. Really? Okay. Interesting. Gonna Infectious Bite. Alright. That's a play. Like... This is not going how I anticipate, but the good news is we have some pain lands and our life total probably doesn't matter here, so that's cool. Don't hate that. Probably don't need that land. Especially another pain land. Alright. I mean, if they got another one, then we're going to lose the Iconoclast here, I'm pretty certain. Because their deck is probably just a bunch of Death Touch fight stuff now that I'm looking at it. Nope. That's the Proliferate half of the deck. Okay. And now they get to Infectious Bite the Swift Spear. Okay. Sure. It's all good. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. I mean, opponent's still at 15, so we're a long way from killing them. But I mean, if they just have a bunch of fight spells to pick off our guys, we'd rather them use it on these dudes instead of Mondrak. So they're going to go get another one? Okay. I mean, not much we can do. I mean, if you got it, you got it, right? That death touches, but sure. I mean, I guess we just leave them back so we can block. And we're probably losing Mondrak here anyway to one of a billion different cards, but it's fine. They're going to go get a third one? Okay. I mean, I guess we'd still block, you know. I'm just going to pass here. This is a weird spot to be in, staring down the 3 death touch whatevers, but okay, that's fine. At least I can attack with these for a second. And not have it be totally crazy. And what's funny is just as I was thinking about taking out Mondrak, here we are where I'm like, oh, look, I got 4 1/1s out of that deal. Opponent's going to take 5. All right, we could live with that. In the turn. They got all 4 of them. That is a thing. I mean, at some point you got to attack with them, right? With just 1, huh? You know what? I'm actually willing to block with this. That's fine. I mean, opponent's only at 10. That wasn't going to be our route to victory here anyway. I'm going to go ahead and... you know what? I don't want to tap out when I do that. Oh, crap. The whole plan changed. Alright, let's kill one of these. Mostly so I'm taking the opponent's options away, and we're like, sacrifice a creature or planeswalker and gets a poison. Yeah, alright. That's fine. Away you go, little buddy. One, two, three, 4. Alright. And this is good because we can still sack these tokens to get Mondrak indestructible. We can make other bodies here. So the fact that they've got Death Touchers and Toxic and all that doesn't even matter. Yeah, we definitely have lethal next turn. Interesting deck. Using the March of Burgeoning Life to make sure you always have something on the table. Especially your Death Touchers. Pretty sweet. Yep, that doesn't even do anything here. Genuinely. Because they can't attack. If they attack, then that would open up possibilities for lethal damage. Too bad we don't have a creature land. That would make life a little bit easier. Alright. 2 more duders incoming. There's a creature land. A little bit late, but not bad. Alright, so we just attack with everything that's not Mondrak here, right? Even if you block, they just take 4. Yeah, alright. Everything not Mondrak. Seems like a plan. And we know what's on top of their library, so they're basically drawing a dead card here. Though, I should have sacked those, actually. That was a mistake, because those creatures were going to die anyway, and I don't need to play this, honestly. But I guess, I don't know, it matters. The opponent's at 1. Like, whatever. Like, we can just play this. Like, I'm not going to sack the remaining dudes to protect Mondrak now. They can fight one thing, and then we attack with the land plus our creatures, and they die. So, it doesn't really matter. Yep. So while not sacking the stuff was a mistake, it ultimately was an irrelevant mistake. Yep, opponent says GG's. Alright. Okay, so this is odd because I didn't expect this build to work. This was like the 3rd or 4th iteration I put together, and I was kind of experimenting with a couple things, but it worked out very well, oddly. So, let's just talk about the cards we decided to play. and then we'll talk about some decisions here. But 4 Fading Hope, 4 Monastery Swiftspear, 3 Play with Fire, 3 Get Lost, 2 Invasion of Gobakhan, 2 Make Disappear, 4 Kinra Spellspear, 4 Third Path Iconoclast, 4 Monastery Swiftspear, 1 Mondrak, 3 Narset, 3 Virtue of Loyalty, Naganjo, Ottawara, Mountain Sekinzan, 4 Attiker Waste, 1 Restless Anchorage, 4 Seachrome Coast, 3 Shivan Reef, 1 Stormcarved Coast, 4 Battlefield Forge, 2 Restless Bivouac, and 1 Sundown Pass. So yeah, here we were looking to try to see like how many Narsets we wanted to play in the list. And I ended up with 3, but realistically we could go 4. However, I will say that last game I probably only won because I had the Mondrak, which is the card I would replace to play a 4th Narset. Now, I think there's going to be more cases where an extra Narset is going to be better than having the Mondrak, but I'll leave that to y'all to decide. I think if you just like making copies of the tokens, then probably, Mondrak's your guy. Also, there's an argument to be made that whether you want the Invasion of Gobakhans or not, or if you want to have extra Make Disappears. I think that's reasonable too. If you're worried about sweepers or like Atraxa showing up or whatever, that could be a real argument, though the Invasion of Gobakhans can prevent those from being cast potentially or buy you those turns. Sometimes just being able to counter something outright is pretty beneficial. But there's the other side of that the counter spells are actually defensive and we're trying to be an offensive deck. So some things there you kind of have to weigh just depending on what cards you're worried about. But overall, I really enjoyed this, and honestly, I should probably be finding more ways to play Narset. And now for today's card spotlight, we're going to talk about Stormchaser Mage. This is a weird uncommon from Oath of the Gatewatch, I believe, so it's from a set that's not super popular to begin with, and as an uncommon, it doesn't go for much, maybe like 15 or 20 cents in most places. But it's a really interesting card because you would think a card that only costs 2 that's a 1/3 that has flying and haste and prowess would have gotten way more play than it did, but it honestly showed up almost nowhere. But in a deck like today, I would have loved to have had this type of card. Something that flies, it's a 3 toughness, and it has haste. Like, oh, that would have been awesome. But yeah, it's just kind of interesting how cards can be really good on their face. At 2 mana, you look at this and say, obviously people are going to play this. But sometimes the other cards just aren't around to support it, or the environment and the metagame just don't allow it to be solid. And if you enjoy these kind of themed creature decks, and you want something that's really fast, check out this Gruul deck we played just the other day that actually had a ton of haste creatures and was super good. But that's all I have you for now. We'll see you next time.